Hi everyone! So I meant to do this back when I got 200 followers on my main blog, TheLeakyPen, but life got in the way, so I'm doing it to celebrate having 217 followers on TheLeakyPen and 104 followers on my Puck RP blog, puckishsprite. Holy shit, you guys, where are you all even coming from? And why are you even subjecting yourselves to my name tumbling? Yeesh! Okay, cutting the self-deprecation out. Intros! Hi, I am Puck. Preferred pronouns they, them, their, theirs, themself, v, ver, vis, bis, ver, self. I'll post them down there. Um, and I'm going to be chatting at you and answering a few of my Ask blog questions for the next few minutes in my goblin mask, because that's how I roll. So, answering questions. On my personal blog, California Cheese asks, is it fair for me to say that, because of your influence, I'm reblogging a Marvel/Game of Thrones post and other nerdy things of that kind? Hi, Sib! That's very fair, and I'm honored that you consider me among the people to influence you in your geeky tumblring. Blog on! Anonymous asks, Tag, you're it. The rules are to say 10 random facts about yourself, then go to 10 blogs and tell them that they're it. Well, I'm not going to go to 10 random blogs because chain things bug me on principle, but here's 10 random facts about me in no particular order. 1. I bite and pick at the skin around my nails. It's actually a terrible habit. 2. This is the first year that I actually have posters on the walls of my dorm room. You can actually see them behind me. Pretty early on in the semester, and even this year it took me till October to get them up. 3. I freaking love Bakano. Oh my god, you guys, Bakano is quite literally the best anime I have ever seen. No exaggeration. What is this, 4? 4. I'm a pretty avid atheist and secularist, but I'm also really superstitious. Intellectually, I know all my superstitions are silly, but they're really fun, so I end up collecting them. I guess everyone needs a hobby. 5. I really enjoy typing. Taking notes for the various clubs and committees and whatever they're called that I'm involved in this year is some of the most fun I've had in a while. If I ever get carpal tunnel, I'm going to be really distraught. Point 6. I really want to be a vagabond. Traveling without ties to any place sounds pretty ideal to me. Point 7. Related to the above. Sometimes I think that loving people as much as I do means it'll be impossible to truly be a vagabond. I make connections far too easily, and I hate breaking them. Point 7. Also related to the above, although more tangentially, sometimes I want to go to a city where I know no one and pretend to be one or the other binary gender and go to a pretty mainstream bar and see if I can pick someone up or get picked up by someone, just to see if it could happen. Point 9, actually. I lost count somewhere. Sorry, guys. Point 9. I'm 5'2", and consider anything above 5'4" to be really tall, regardless of your build or gender. And point 10, I'm writing a ballad about gay privateers, and it is going to be badass when it's done. And that's all the questions I have in my personal. On to my RP blog. Anonymous asks, Puck Mun, what made you decide to choose Puck out of all the fairies? And Puck, what's your favorite quality about your Mun? Smiley, guess who? I'm not going to guess, because, it's been too long, and although I may have known who you were back when you first asked me this question, I have no idea who you are now. Good question. So, Puck was always a very easy choice for me, ever since I chose the name for myself. Midsummer Night's Dream isn't actually even my favorite Shakespeare play, but Puck the character has always appealed to me. I memorized his farewell speech after reading the play in high school. And when I read the Midsummer Night's Dream bit in Neil Gaiman's Sandman, I was enthralled by that portrayal of Puck, which was much more sinister than the mostly merry mischief maker in Shakespeare's play. Oh yeah, alliteration. Then fairly recently I started listening to Pip Valentine's podcast novel, Chasing the Bard, in which Puck figures as a major character. In this he's still the merry mischief maker, but predominantly he's a good guy with a good heart. And that shows much more clearly than in the Shakespeare version or the Neil Gaiman version. Also, in my first or second year of college, I memorized Puck's intro speech. You know the one, Thou speakest aright, I am that merry wanderer of the night. And back also in my first or second year of college at Poly Cocktails, which is a regular event in New York City, I decided that my legal name and the nickname I was going by at the time were both far too feminine for my new genderqueer identity, so I needed a new one. And I just listened to another episode of Chasing the Bard, so Puck was right there waiting for me, and the name felt very good when I used it, so it stuck. Then when my friend Dem, whose Tumblrs I will link to down below, when my friend Dem introduced me to the world of Tumblr roleplaying, Puck was pretty much the natural choice to be my character, and a Puck that was an amalgam of the 3 or so fandoms in which I'd encountered him was also pretty natural. And Puck, what's your favorite quality about your mun? My favorite quality about my mun, you ask? Oh, Nani, it is that V lets me play howsoever I please. If I feel tendor, I can't speak properly. If I feel tender toward another character, V plays that out, and if I wish to play maliciously with mortal fates, why, that too is not too much to ask of her. In short, my scope isn't lessened because my mun is prudish or prudent. Thanks, Puck. It's nice to know you feel that way. Let's see. Then Deli Rat is Spooky asks, tell us about your earliest memory. Looks like Puck the Muse wants to take this one first. Go ahead, Hobgoblin. When I was very young, and the world young too, for I am of the 3rd generation of those born to fairy. Ah, but the earliest memory. That is hard to pinpoint even for a fae. Let me think back. I remember. When mine eyes first opened, there were sprites all around. Tiny creatures with bright eyes and wings like jewels or dragonflies. They chittered excitedly, Puck, in their tiny voices, Puck! And my mother laughed. I distinctly remember that she laughed. There was joy in that sound, and resignation, too. I think she knew even then what I would become. The trickster. That's beautiful, Puck. My first memory? I'm really not sure. There are dreams I had as a child that are as vivid as some of the memories, and only realizing that they couldn't possibly have occurred. You know, climbing giant sunflowers and things of that nature. Did I realize that they were dreams? And I don't actually remember which of the earliest memories occurred in what chronological order. So here's one, and I'm not sure if it's the earliest, but it's definitely a very early one. We used to have, I'm not sure of the English phrase, but an exercise complex in our apartment back in Ukraine. It consisted of a rope ladder, rope and then wooden rungs, metal gymnastics rings, and a trapeze. I remember using the trapeze as a swing. I must have been only 2 or 3 max. As a child, I had very strong hands and arms, although my legs and feet were quite weak. So I could climb up the rope ladder, practically not even touching the rungs with my feet. But I loved swinging on the trapeze. My siblings and parents worried that it was too high up at times, but they kept an eye on me and let me swing as I pleased. And I loved it. I was higher up than anything else in the flat. Well, that's all the questions I had, and I can't really think of anything else to natter on about, so that's all you get. I might do another video when puckishsprite hits 150 followers. Sounds good? Oh, before I go, shout outs to the last 5 followers on each of my blogs. Thanks a lot to Aliside, Sex Gender Body, Shia, Narcissologs, and Ali Winchester for following me on TheLeakyPen. And to Jack's Inner Turmoil, Shamless Greyface, Captain Joanna, Daughter of the Blood, and Oh Son of Sprites for following me on puckishsprite. And thanks to all my earlier followers. Y'all rock really hard. Till next time, keep flying and stay shiny, everyone.